Test, 1, 2, 1, 2. Thank you. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, this is As Told by Wikipedia. This is going to be a new series that I'm going to try and go ahead and do. This is just going to be an audio-based little kind of history thing, as told by Wikipedia. So if you hear anything that you like, please refer to their Wikipedia page respectively. Shout out to wikipedia.org, have fun with that. In any case, the first episode is going to be about Sunday Night Heat. The show was originally introduced on the USA Network on August 2nd, 1998 in the United States. The one-hour show would be broadcasted on Sunday nights, being taped earlier in the week after Raw. It was the second primary program of the WWF weekly television show lineup, serving as a supplementation to the Monday Night Raw program. Heat would feature a format similar to that of Monday Night Raw, and that continuing feud from the previous week would progress during the show, and the following days Monday Night Raw would be heavily promoted. On scheduled WWF pay-per-view nights, Heat would also serve as a preview show to the events. The show was initially signed for only 6 episodes, but was very popular and continued. Going on to 1999 through 2002, with the premiere of SmackDown in August 1999, coverage of Heat was significantly reduced in favor of the newer show. The debut of SmackDown also led to Heat being taped before SmackDown, with matches for WWF syndication programs like Jacked and Metal being taped before Raw broadcasts. When SmackDown premiered, also, Heat briefly became a completely weekly summary show featuring occasional interviews and music videos. After only a few weeks following the format change, Heat began airing exclusive matches again. Occasionally, special editions of the show also aired heavily promoted. For Super Bowl 33 in 1999, Heat aired as Halftime Heat on the USA Network during halftime of the Super Bowl. These specials ended following the show's move to MTV in 2000. When the show started airing on MTV in late 2000, it was broadcasted live from WWF New York. WWF personalities and performers would appear at the restaurant as special guests, while Michael Cole and Taz provided commentary to matches. The United Kingdom between 2000 and 2001. The United Kingdom's coverage of Heat began in January 2000 when Channel 4 started broadcasting the show at 4 p.m. on Sundays as part of T4, which also included broadcasting of 4 WWE pay-per-views. These one-hour shows were a magazine-type show, usually featuring 3 or 4 brief matches as well as highlights from Raw and SmackDown. Exclusive matches taped before SmackDown were aired on this version of the show. A separate commentary team was used on airings in the United Kingdom with references aimed more at that specific audience. During commentary, Raw and SmackDown were referred to as taking place on Friday and Saturday respectively, which were the days they were broadcast in the United Kingdom on Sky Sports. As opposed to the manner in which the two programs were often referred to by the North American broadcast dates of Monday and Thursday. The two-person announced team was a mix of individuals including Kevin Kelly, Michael Cole, Michael Hayes, and Jonathan Coachman. During the middle of 2000, Heat started to get moved around the Channel 4 schedule, usually between the afternoon and midnight. Towards the end of 2000, the show was permanently moved to broadcast in the early hours of Monday morning. The show stayed in the time slot until December 2001, when Channel 4's deal with the World Wrestling Federation expired in the United Kingdom. Okay, now we go on to April 2002 to 2005. In April 2002, the show returned to its original filming schedule again before Raw. Eventually, the Live from New York format was retired and was replaced as being the Raw brand's second show. Ratings were still moderate for Heat, although the show lost in popularity once SmackDown began to air. Their version also featured highlights from that week's Raw, and the name change was introduced to the show in May 2002, when it became known as WWE Sunday Night Heat. Heat returned to the United Kingdom and Ireland in January 2003 on Sky 1 with repeats on Sky Sports. Though the coverage became Sky Sports exclusive in January 2005, and along with most of WWE's programming, in the United States, Heat stayed with MTV until March 2003, when it was then transferred over to TNN and Spike. It stayed in that time slot until that contract with Viacom was up. Heat and Velocity were not picked up by the USA Network when WWE moved its programming over to that network in October of 2005, leaving Americans no way to watch WWE weekend shows on television. To solve this problem, WWE decided to just stream the shows on their website eventually and exclusively for the WWE audience in the United States. with new editions posted every Friday afternoon. Additionally, prior to every WWE event, WWE would continue to air a live bonus 30-minute Heat pre-show on the pay-per-view channel. Backlash 2006 would be the final event to feature a live Heat pre-show before that particular version of Heat was discontinued. Sunday Heat was soon renamed to WWE Heat as it no longer aired on Sundays. Heat was still shown internationally to fulfill international programming commitments. When WWE went high definition in January 2008, Heat became using the same HD set of Raw, SmackDown, and ECW. After 10 years of programming and 513 episodes, the final episode of WWE Heat was uploaded to WWE.com on May 30th, 2008. It was the most watched episode of Heat since it debuted on WWE Network.com, or WWE.com. So, the show was replaced internationally in a new featured show with classic matches called the WWE Vintage Collection. If you want to go ahead and have me read the As Told by Wikipedia version of that, I can always do that. Please go ahead and comment below, and we will go ahead and carry on to notable championship matches. Although the majority of title changes would take place on Raw, SmackDown, or pay-per-view events, the WWE Championship changed hands on a special halftime heat that aired during the halftime of Super Bowl 33 on January 31st in 1999, where Mankind defeated The Rock in an empty arena match to win the title. This special episode received the highest rating of Sunday Night Heat with a rating of 6.6. Additionally, the Light Heavyweight Championship changed hands on Heat on 3 occasions. The first took place on the February 13th, 2000 edition of Heat when S.A. Rios, in his first appearance under that name with the then debut Lita, defeated Gilbert. The second change saw Crash Holly defeat Dean Malenko on the March 18, 2001 episode. In the final change, the debuting Jerry Lynn defeated Crash Holly on a live edition before the WWE Backlash pay-per-view on April 29, 2001. I'm not going to go into the commentators because who the fuck cares? They had a ton of them. And that ends our little segment on the history of the WWE Sunday Night Heat, WWE/WWF, as told by our favorite reliable source, Wikipedia, which is probably the public domain equivalency of listening to the Dave Meltzer and Wrestling Observer newsletter. So anyway, if you enjoyed the video, go ahead and leave a like at the bottom down below, and I'll see you all for the next video. Have a great one, and take care. Bye-bye.